This just in. Lewis Hamilton is begging Max Verstappen for mercy. He has urged the FIA to take decisive actions to put a stop to Verstappen's dominance, stressing that it has hindered the thrill of competition. As the record-breaking season draws to a close for Verstappen, the Red Bull driver has already clinched both titles. In Austin on Sunday, he equaled his own record for the most wins in a single season, notching up an impressive 15 victories. Red Bull's remarkable performance with their dominant RB19 has been truly noteworthy, as they've triumphed in all but one Grand Prix and one sprint race. But this dominance has sparked debates and divisions within both the paddock and among pundits. Some argue that Max Verstappen's unparalleled success, especially when considering that Sergio Perez has only secured 2 wins, may have taken away some of the excitement for Formula One fans, leaving it somewhat less thrilling, as former Williams driver Jack Aitken described it. Hamilton, who hasn't clinched a Grand Prix victory since his 2021 title battle with Verstappen, holds the view that this situation is having an adverse effect. Although he refrained from directly requesting FIA intervention, he has encouraged the governing body to take the necessary steps and make decisions aimed at fostering more competitive and thrilling racing. He said, "I think, within our sport, we have to continue to work on making sure we're having close racing, because I think you've seen the social engagement drop a huge amount this year, being that it's obviously heavily impacted on competition. People want to see that. So, we have to make sure that we're making the right decisions, or the governing body is making the right decisions, to keep us close and great racing right to the end. We need more grandstands. I don't know whether we need to lower the cost, but maybe. I don't know." FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem recently said that Lewis Hamilton had his own era of dominance, during which Mercedes secured 7 consecutive championship doubles from 2014 to 2020. Of those 7 drivers' titles, Hamilton claimed 6, with just one going to his teammate Nico Rosberg. Ben Sulayem emphasized that it would not be equitable for the FIA to intervene and handicap Red Bull's performance in the current context. He said, "It's a bit harsh and not right to go and punish success. I mean, I'm open for suggestions if you think that there is a way to be fair and to be democratic, and not to just punish Max and his team or any other team. We're all ears here really. But I'm stuck like you. There's no way that the FIA will punish success, and it has happened before twice in my time." Lewis Hamilton may have been hit with a dose of karma, because after making those statements, he faced disqualification after not passing a post-race scrutineering inspection at the United States Grand Prix. Both his and Charles Leclerc's cars were brought before the race stewards at the Circuit of the Americas due to their failure in a post-race technical examination, resulting in both drivers losing their points-earning standings. Hamilton, who secured the second-place spot and was a strong contender for the race victory, along with Leclerc, who secured 6th place for Ferrari, now find their race results nullified. FIA technical delegate Joe Bauer referred both drivers to the race stewards after a post-race examination of the undercarriage planks of their cars. Bauer said, "A physical floor and a plank wear inspection was carried out on car numbers 16 and 44. The skids are found to be not in compliance with Article 3.5.9 Section E of the 2023 Formula One Technical Regulations. I am referring this matter to the stewards for their consideration." Representatives from both Mercedes and Ferrari teams presented their cases to the stewards, engaging in discussions that spanned approximately 90 minutes. Following this deliberation, the stewards ultimately decided to disqualify both cars from the race. The root cause of this problem can be attributed to the notably uneven track surface at the Circuit of the Americas. This issue was emphasized by the frontrunners during the post-race press conference. Max Verstappen started off the conversation, saying, "Yeah, it needs to be redone, because, at the moment, it feels like it's better suited to a rally car. I'm jumping and bouncing around. In an F1 car, probably you don't even see it as much, because we are glued to the ground because of the downforce, but the bumps and jumps that we have in some places are way too much. I don't think it's F1 level. I love this track, honestly. The layout is amazing, but we definitely need new tarmac, and it needs to be a lot smoother for the coming years, because we have already been asking for this for quite a few years, and it's not really been done." Hamilton himself acknowledged the significant unevenness of the track, echoing Verstappen's concerns on this matter. He said, "I like some of the bumps because it adds character to a circuit, but there are way too many. As drivers in the GPDA, we're open to discussing with them and helping them, like maybe not doing the whole thing so it costs a fortune. From the last corner to the start line, for example, that's smooth, but then the rest of it is bumpy, but there are other areas that they could patch up. Despite the disqualification, Lewis Hamilton delivered Mercedes' strongest performance of the season to date, capitalizing on a floor upgrade to mount a serious challenge to Max Verstappen for the race victory. Yet despite narrowing the gap to just 2.225 seconds by the end of the race, the team couldn't help but lament missed opportunities. A prolonged first tire stint that didn't yield the desired results and sluggish pit stops had cost them valuable time. Toto Wolff expressed his disappointment in witnessing the chance for victory slip away and settle for second place, but he drew solace from the fact that the upgraded W14 demonstrated exceptional performance at the Circuit of the Americas. In fact, he was convinced that it was clearly the fastest contender on the track. With this in mind, he looks forward with optimism, believing that there are more promising tracks ahead, where Mercedes can chase their first win in the 2023 Formula One season. He said, "The upgrade is working. I think a superb step, which was the direction that we were hoping that would actually make it stick more, and it does. And directionally, it's I think a very, very good sign. We need to take the podium. I hate losing races and the whole team is in pain, but this is a circuit where a few races ago we wouldn't have performed, because it's those fast sweepy corners. We were miserable in Suzuka. We were well here. The car was there. We had the pace. I think the quickest car on the track clearly, and that is the positive we need to take and stay humble, not take this pace for granted. Now, we go to a few tracks that should make the car happier." When questioned by Motorsport about whether he believed Mercedes had a car capable of beating Red Bull, Wolff stated, "Yeah, I think the car was quick. Lewis drove fantastically, and if I count all the things that went against us, you could say, maybe we could have gone for a 2-stop and just cover him. And I think both stops were not great, but it's an equipment topic and not a human. And then we lost 2 seconds behind Norris, and probably 1.5 seconds behind Ricciardo. But fair dues. This is how we race, and, at the end, it wasn't sufficient. So, no blame." Toto Wolff believed that the pivotal moment when the race slipped from their grasp was when they attempted to stretch the first stint, aiming for a one-stop strategy, but unfortunately, the tires deteriorated significantly. On last 19 or 20, when Max pitted, we knew that we only needed to make 3 more laps to make a one-stop stick. Then, the performance just went downhill massively, and that probably was one of the reasons that we couldn't monetize. But overall, I think we need to be happy with the performance. Wolff openly acknowledged that Mercedes was inclined to explore an unconventional strategy because they held the perspective that directly challenging Verstappen on the same strategy might not have been a viable option, given Red Bull's dominant performance throughout the season. Wolff ended the discussion by saying, "It certainly played a role in that we believed if we were on the same strategy, like Max, cover him, be a few seconds ahead of him, that would not be enough to win the race. And that's okay. He has been dominating all year. So that's a bit of a mindset you are taking into such a decision. With the one stop, we felt we could win, where there's more bigger chances to win. And at the end, the performance was not as we thought." What do you think? Should the FIA impose rules to stop Max Verstappen from trampling on the competition? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.